Hello, coin collectors, and welcome to DC Coin World International Coin Channel. And today we're going to take a look at some 1977 U.S. quarters. And we're going to start, let's get a little bit less magnification there. And we're going to start by looking at this one, and this one. And this one, hard telling what that letter is there, isn't it? Let's blow it up just a little bit more. And if we look at it, we see this. Of course, it's a 1977 because it's here, and we know this is Washington above it, so we know it's a quarter. Who knows what that is? That could be a C, a D, a P, an E. But we know that it isn't any of those except for the D because there wasn't a P in 1977. We know it's not an S, and that's because the San Francisco Mint ones all came in mint sets like this one. Now this is an S down here. Let's take a look at it. It's a little shaky on the camera, but let's take a look at that S on there. And you can see this is a little bit hard to see, and that's because this one is in the mint set condition, and that's a really kind of poor S. And when we tip it up, we see something else right here, don't we? We see the JF. John Flanagan, who was the designer of this Washington quarter in 1932, when it first came out, the designer engraver, so there's a JF right there for John Flanagan. So let's back them up and let's take a look at all three and get it right about there. And so now what we do know is no Philadelphia Mint. So we have D for Denver Mint, blank for Philly, and S for San Francisco Mint. And the Philly Mint did start soon after. In 1980, they actually started putting the P back in again, but they did not have the P in 1977. So those of you sometimes look for the sets and you can't find a set with a P on it, and that's because they just didn't mint them with the P on them. The Philadelphia Mint coins were blank here. All these coins are the same in look. They say Liberty at the top, Washington facing left, a little bit of a ponytail or wig here perhaps. It says "In God We Trust" right under his chin. We can see this. And there's a bunch of "In COD We Trust" people out there. That's not a C. But people think it's really funny to say it, so I get these things. Oh, that's a COD coin. It's not a COD coin. It's "In God We Trust." Let's see if we can get it on the San Francisco Mint one. You can see the G is a little bit better. Even on the San Francisco Mint one, it's not much of a G, but there is the G there, and you can see it goes right under his chin like that. So there should be an I here, and this should be a G. And so when we look at this one up here, we see that it is really, really kind of worn. We can barely see the I. This looks like a C, and the E's going away. And this one here, this Philadelphia Mint one, has something that's really interesting on it. And this is actually post-mint damage, but it happened right as they were packing the coins at the mint. These three lines here are actually the same lines that are on the edge of the coin or the rim of the coin. So what happens is this coin got struck by an edge of another coin right down through here. And we see this on even our brand new coins. If you want to look at one of our United States $half videos, we have the brand new coins come out of the bag, and they have these all over them because they just get kind of scratched up. What's it made of? Well, it's not the 1964 or before silver. These coins are a nickel-clad, copper nickel-clad copper, and they have been made this way. 1932 to 1964, they had silver in them. 1965 to 1998, they had the Washington on them, and they were copper nickel-clad copper. And then in 1999, they changed to the United States, the state coins. So in 65, this series started. And the way you can see where it started being copper inside. You can see the copper inside. So any of these you tip up, going to be copper inside. And this was not a year of these silver mint sets. So this one will have copper inside of it also. This is not a silver coin. This mint set quarter is only worth about $2 to $3, even in this mint set condition, just because they made so many of the mint sets and they didn't make a silver version. But when I said from 1964 to 1998, I forgot one thing, and that is the year before 1977 was a special year in the United States of America, and that was the bicentennial year. And so we actually had this coin. If we look at this one here, this is the Bicentennial Quarter. And it doesn't look too much different other than it says 1776 to 1976 on here instead of the plain year. But then when we flip it over, we see the regular Washington quarters had the eagle on the back. And the Bicentennial Quarter has the drummer with the 13 stars around the torch, E pluribus unum, United States of America. And see the patriot drummer here, $quarter. They both say $quarter. You notice the print's a little bit bigger on this one. It says United States of America, E pluribus unum here. And this eagle in the standard one is holding a shaft of arrows. And there are some ties on here. The better quality coin you get, the more you can see these ties that are on here. And then down underneath we see that it has a olive branches going across, kind of an olive wreath underneath the eagle. And when I say you can see more of it, let's actually take a look and flip that San Francisco Mint coin over and take a look at that one from the back, because when we do, you can really see how fine the John Flanagan engraving is. And so it says United States of America, $quarter. If we mash it up a little bit higher, we see these clearly are arrows, and we can kind of see the tie that binds the arrows, the eagle's claws here, the body feathers on the eagle, and even these, like these long feathers that come down the leg. We see the two different kinds of feathers. We see the eagle's beak here, and you can actually see the reflection of the camera in this coin, because these are pretty finely buffed coins. The S proof coins. So here's a 1977 Philly. We look at the back of that and we see that it just gets all worn in here, and you can't really see the ribbons. So the quality of coin, if you want to find a really good 1977 circulated, look for these ribbons here, look for this arrowhead here. When you look down through here, you can see just the leaf, how the leaves are set up here. Look for the different kind of feathers. These all wear. So did you know that they even have these up here? Because on most of the coins we get, it's all worn, so you couldn't even tell that it has the body feathers here. And the little tiny feather coming off the top of the head, you can see that there, but here you can see the eye and how it kind of flies off the back. Now, the 1977 proof set also had something really special in it. And that is, it still had the Eisenhower Dollar. And let's get up a little bit higher, and you can see that, oops, that was my stand. The Eisenhower Dollar next to the U.S. quarter. So here's the dollar here, here's the quarter here, and that's the eagle has landed on the moon. Eisenhower Dollar that we have right there. And let's flip that over too, and so I can show you the other side just to prove it to you. It's an Eisenhower Dollar. And there we go. There's Eisenhower looking to the left. There's the S for the San Francisco Mint. And then, of course, here we have the 1977 S Mint quarter. So we got the 65, which we already kind of looked at, and that was the first year of the non-silver. We have the 77S. We have the 77D. And somewhere down in here, we have the 77 Philly. All right, that's all we have today from DC Coinworld International Coin Channel. We'd love to have you subscribe to our channel and leave any comments you might have in the comments section.